Welcome, everyone. I would like to start by acknowledging the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Musqueam, and Coquitlam peoples on whose traditional territories we are so honored and privileged to be gathered this afternoon. I would like to invite Ms. Bonnie Boren, General Manager of Radius, the Social Innovation Hub with the Beatty School of Business, and an alumnus of the SFU Choir, to lead us all in singing O Canada. Bonnie.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us commend. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you so much.
Please be seated. I declare the Convocation Fall 2019 assembled for the granting of degrees. Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduands, and friends, I am Anne Giardini, the Chancellor of Simon Fraser University, and we are delighted and honored to have you join us for Convocation. In attendance today are a number of distinguished guests in the audience and on the platform, including members of Senate, vice presidents, deans, and faculty members. I would like to acknowledge from SFU's Board of Governors, Fiona Robin, Board Chair, and Ali Versi, and also among us are SFU alumni, legacy, parents, and families. Welcome, all of you. And I thank you for your patience with the construction you can see going on around you on campus. We have a few exciting projects underway, including behind the platform, the SFU Student Society's new Student Union building, which is expected to be completed next year. It will be entirely devoted to students with lounges and study areas, meeting rooms, and recreational facilities. And throughout the main corridor on campus, west and east, is a public plaza renewal project, which will improve accessibility and create more gathering spaces as the university renews some of our aging infrastructure. I am delighted that you have made time to be here to participate in or bear witness to this Simon Fraser University's most important ceremony. This is the moment, this is the time, this is the hour. We gather now as a collective of scholars and friends to celebrate achievement, recognize success, and confer well-earned honors. Graduands, this is your day, and I, along with many others, could not be prouder. Your university education provides you with a well-stocked mind, but your education does more than that. It makes us all wiser. You are today confirmed to be a contributor to the grand enterprise of building on collective human knowledge. Your SFU mind makes you more effective as a person, as a worker, and as a citizen of and participate in the many communities you will go out and serve, from your household to your neighborhood to your country and beyond. Learning does not stop here. Tomorrow and every day after that will provide you with opportunities to take in new facts, analyze new information, and bring to bear your unique ideas. While information will fly at you faster than ever before, your SFU mind will help you to sort and filter what you see and hear and discern what is reliable and what is useful. As anyone who has ever faced a midterm knows, it's one thing to have learned something. It is another thing altogether to remember it. We have to some extent all outsourced the important attributes of memory. Our little devices remember information for us, or so we like to think. I would like to encourage you to fight back a little at our reliance on our computers and phones and to continue to work on building a memory of your own. Portuguese playwright and actor Tiago Rodrigues wrote and produces around the world a play called By Heart, in the course of which he teaches Shakespeare's Sonnet 30 to 10 volunteers drawn from the audience. The idea for By Heart came to the playwright from something said by the critic and philosopher George Steiner. Once 10 people know a poem by heart, there is nothing the KGB, the CIA, or the Gestapo can do about it. It will survive. And so, to ensure that, whatever else happens, Shakespeare's Sonnet 30 will live on, Rodrigues travels the world stages, teaching volunteers to commit Sonnet 30 to memory. It is a stunner of a poem, one that speaks forcefully and subtly of the immense transformative power of memory and of connection. It's the one that begins, when to the sessions of sweet silent thought, I summon up remembrance of things past. Why Sonnet 30? Rodrigues' inspiration came from the gathering of the Soviet Writers' Congress in 1937. Russia was then in the middle of the Great Purge, during which Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin sought to eliminate all dissent by executing and exiling people in the millions, including writers. The great Russian author Boris Pasternak was invited to speak at the Congress. He was warned, however, if you speak, they will arrest you. If you don't speak, they will arrest you. After 3 days of the most careful speeches possible by others present at the Congress, speeches that said little to nothing and that inspired and offended no one, Pasternak is reported to have risen and simply said out loud 2 words, Sonnet 30, which he himself had translated into Russian. His audience knew the sonnet too. In their hundreds, the writers rose and recited by heart along with him the Pasternak translation of the sonnet. The group was, for a moment, as one against Stalin's forces, and it is reported something remarkable happened. Pasternak was not arrested. Stalin's henchmen were confounded, and the gathered authors' need for hope, for something beautiful and enduring to cling to, was met. Rodrigues' play By Heart is about the importance of memory, of ensuring words and ideas are held fast in the safe hiding places of our brains and our beings, where no one can take them from us. Notwithstanding that, as the writer Corey Taylor has said, it is in the nature of memory that different people will remember different things, and that none of what they remember will be verifiable or true. Memories are critical to who we are and who we become. We are not so much the sum of our experiences as of our memories, and we should therefore maximize the quality of our future memories, memories such as the one that you have all built up here at SFU. In some ways, this is why I don't fault the tourists I see at museums and galleries and historic places who photograph instead of seeing. They understand, perhaps, that experience is fleeting, while captured memory can be very long indeed. This is why I recommend building up your powers of memory by memorizing whatever suits you best. For me, this is poetry because memorizing poetry is delightful, relatively easy, and impresses the heck out of people. It worked for Pasternak. Sonnet 30 said to the other writers, to Stalin's agents, and to the world, and to history, you can't touch us. You can't destroy Shakespeare. You can't destroy the Russian language. You can't destroy the fact that we know by heart what Pasternak has given us. Sonnet 30 ends with a couplet that is apt for today. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. I ask you that you remember this. to stay in touch with those of us who will remain here at SFU while you go on to do memorable things and build onto our collective memory. We are so proud of you, and we are grateful, and we are changed, and we are improved by this time that we have spent together. Thank you. I now call on the president of our university, Professor Andrew Petter.
Thank you. Madam Chancellor, honored guests, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty members, staff, and most especially graduates, family, and friends. It is my privilege to preside at this culminating celebration of your education at Simon Fraser University. As this ceremony unfolds, our message to you is clear. As each of you receives your degree, I and the entire university community want you to know how proud we are of you. We've seen your work, we've admired your performance. Your degrees are not merely documents of accreditation, they're living testament to the faith we have in your ability to flourish in a dynamic world. They're also a reflection of the institution you chose, one whose vision it is to be Canada's engaged university. That focus on engagement has provided you an enriched and relevant educational environment, one that has not only equipped you with disciplinary knowledge and critical thinking abilities, but has also enabled you to gain workplace experience, community insight, and global awareness. These are the aptitudes required to climb your first mountain. Now, I'm not talking here about Burnaby Mountain, another peak you've no doubt learned to scale as part of your SFU education. I'm referring to the first mountain as described by New York Times columnist David Brooks. Brooks is the author of a new book entitled The Second Mountain, The Quest for a Moral Life. Having established himself as a celebrated writer and popular media commentator, Brooks reached the pinnacle of the first mountain, which he describes as the place you go to pursue material gain, to seek public recognition, and if all goes well, to find happiness. But SFU's vision and my ambition for you is directed to much more than the individual success associated with accumulating wealth, gaining social standing, and pursuing a profitable career. My hope, and that of this university, is that your SFU education will also prepare you to scale what David Brooks calls the second mountain, the place you go to contribute to the well-being of others. In Brooks's words, the second mountain is where you are driven by the desires of your heart and soul, not by the demands of your ego. Success on the second mountain is about collective welfare rather than individual advantage. In a variation on the theme of engagement, Brooks says that this second quest is about interdependence rather than independence. It involves attending to the needs both of individuals and of the community. And here's the wonderful thing. The second mountain is where you attain what Brooks calls joy, a state more rewarding and resilient than mere happiness. I recently heard Brooks interviewed about his book and about his own personal journey. And I was immediately drawn to his vision of a second mountain because it resonates so strongly with my own experience and with what this university is all about. A belief that the true measure of our success as human beings is not how much better we make life for ourselves, but how much better we make it for others. Like Brooks, I recommend to you the rewards that come from building a better world. They far exceed those that accompany personal ambition and self-aggrandizement. Individual accomplishments can be gratifying, but the sense of efficacy and attainment to be gained from helping others and enriching communities delivers a much greater satisfaction and fulfillment. So here, today, I hope you revel in your achievements to date. As you stand on this mountain, you have every right to bask in the happiness that you have earned and to share that delight with your colleagues, friends, and family. Bravo for having made it this far up your first mountain. It's a critical foundation for what lies ahead. But when the excitement of today's festivities begins to wane, I commend to you that second climb, There's joy aplenty to be found there in a world that is so desperately in need of your commitment, your energy, and your leadership. And whatever mountains confront you, you can take comfort in the knowledge that you needn't make that climb alone. The relationships you've formed here with friends and colleagues, with faculty and mentors, will serve you better than any single lesson. Today, you take your place among a global network of over 160,000 SFU alumni in more than 140 countries around the world, supported by an association that is there to assist and connect you. And while this phase of your education may be complete, continued success in this ever-changing and challenging world will depend upon your commitment to lifelong learning. And in that regard, SFU will always be here for you when you need help. So for now, this is your time. Enjoy it and use it wisely. Share it generously with those you love and just as generously with those who don't have your advantages, knowing that it is on the second mountain that you will make your greatest contributions and find your greatest joy. Congratulations to you all. Madam Chancellor, a member of the SFU faculty will be addressing the graduates as part of today's ceremony. Dr. Laurel Weldon is a distinguished professor of political science at SFU. Her work focuses on topics including the role of social movements in influencing public policy, violence against women, and diversity and inclusion. Dr. Weldon is an award-winning author, and she's written 3 books as well as many published articles and book chapters. In June of 2020, she will take up the editorship of the American Political Science Review. She's consulted for international organizations such as the UN and the World Bank, and has worked for national, local, and indigenous governments. It is my pleasure now that I call upon Dr. Weldon for her convocation address. Dr. Weldon.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. Congratulations. It's really great to be here with you today on such a beautiful day on the mountain. I'm very happy to be here. I'm a graduate of SFU myself, in addition to being a faculty member. And I was once in your exact seat, sitting right here. And the main thing that I wanted to, when I think about that day, the main thing I think about when I think about sitting where you were sitting, is the main thing I remember is my dad's smiling face. I don't remember anything anybody said. And this makes me think about an important thing that I've come to appreciate more as I've gotten older, which is how important it is to have both hard work and a supportive environment. And it is so much work, isn't it, to do all the work you have to do to get to where you are today to finish a degree. No matter what degree you're finishing, it's just a lot of hard work, and we can and should focus on that accomplishment today. We want to think about everything you've invested, your time and your money, and we know how hard you've worked. Everybody here knows that. This is just really feedback. At the same time, none of us would be here for your bravura performance for this great act without your supporting cast and without a well-built stage. And I don't just mean your families and friends. I don't mean your parents and your loved ones. I mentioned my dad's smiling face, and that memory reminds me of how important he and my mom and my grandmother and all my family and friends that I was so lucky to have see me through were important for me. But more than just the family and friends that cooked for you, gave you emotional support, good advice, more than teachers or mentors who looked out for you, or others who helped see you through rocky times, the thing that I had and that all of you had today is a great public university to go to. Canada's public universities are a sacred trust. We have literally got world-class research universities, and Simon Fraser is one of them. We have them because Canadians before us had the vision to keep these universities public and relatively accessible. After teaching at a research university in the United States for nearly 2 decades, I can tell you we are very lucky to have the opportunity to attend an institution like Simon Fraser. There's more we can do to keep our universities even more accessible and to reach for greater excellence, to be sure. But having come from the United States, where even well-off families are hoping to win the lottery so they can send their kids to college of their choice without impoverishing themselves, I am reminded how lucky we are to have a different model here. So, pat yourselves on the back, thank your supportive friends, your families, your mentors, and your teachers, of course, but be aware that the infrastructure that enabled your accomplishment today did not fall from the sky. Someone had to build it. Someone had to support it, including provincial and federal governments. And today we stand on the shoulders of those visionary folks as we move forward with a great SFU degree. That's me too. In a way, that's my alumnus message, but also a political science message about the importance of working together and the importance of government. If you'll permit me one additional insight from my discipline of political science, I'd like to talk about my research, and here's an insight from that area. The world that you take for granted, the things that seem like they have to be the way they are, can change. And it will change. And you can be part of that change. And you might have to work to protect the things that are good and valuable, and you might have to fix some problems that you see. And here's what I mean. I study activism and law on violence against women. In the course of my research, I've seen how activism has transformed the issue of violence against women. When I started working on violence, nobody knew what I was talking about, and they certainly didn't think it had anything to do with politics or government or law or anything like that. A few years later, just a few years later, the Violence Against Women Act was passed in the United States. Many kinds of similar types of legislation were passed here in Canada, and this issue went from one that was seen as private, even pathological, to one that is seen as a big social problem, probably a responsibility of government, and obviously a human rights issue. And that was largely the result of women's activism on their own behalf. They changed the way that society saw that problem. Here's another example. How many people have ever found themselves looking forward to the weekend? Do you know anyone who hopes to be paid overtime? That is because a labor movement agitated for a 40-hour work week, for days off, and for other labor laws. Anybody thinking about voting in the next election? If you're female, you might thank your foremothers who had the temerity and the courage to fight for women's rights when everyone thought that was a crazy idea. So, a lesson you can take from this is that we should never look at the world the way it is and think that's the way it has to be. This is not the way it has to be, for good or evil. The good things take work to maintain and support. And the bad things, like from violence against women to climate change, poverty, and homelessness, do not have to be the way they are. We have to have the imagination and the energy to develop a vision of something different and demand change. And we have to be vigilant that the good things we have, like these great public universities, do not get degraded or lost. If you look south of the border to the United States, you will see that the great public universities of that country that used to be more accessible are out of reach now for many Americans. We have to fight to protect the good things and do our part to address these big problems. So in closing, I want to say thank you for letting me speak to you today. It's a great honor to share the day with you as a fellow alum and as a faculty member at this great public university. You should take today to celebrate your accomplishment, and you should have a great weekend. But sometime soon, maybe Tuesday, you'll decide if, and I hope you'll decide how, you're going to take up the baton and do your part to make the world better in some small way. You don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to finish the job. Someone else can carry the baton over the finish line. But the privilege and accomplishment that we all enjoy today as Simon Fraser University graduates also enables us to do our part. So thank you, and congratulations again on this beautiful day and your tremendous accomplishment.
Thank you, Dr. Weldon. As part of Convocation, the Alumni Association will present a Simon Fraser University Alumni Pin to the graduates as they leave the stage. Our alumni are incredibly important to us, and we're pleased that this symbolic presentation will launch you on your new role as alumni of SFU. Mr. Robert Weston received a Bachelor of Arts in Commerce and Economics in 1978. He is currently a member of the SFU Alumni Association. I invite Mr. Weston to the lectern to bring greetings to the graduands. Robert?
Thank you very much, President Petter. Madam Chancellor. Good afternoon, graduands. Today, your relationship with SFU evolves as you officially become lifetime members of a worldwide network of more than 160,000 alumni over 140 countries. Our Alumni Association celebrates its 50th anniversary this year, and our goal remains to provide you with opportunities to learn, to grow and thrive through local, national, and international events, career resources, library services, and many other services and added benefits. As alumni, you now serve as ambassadors for SFU in your community. Through your journey, you will also inspire current and future students to dream, to strive for excellence, and to make their own mark in society. Please stay connected with us through social media and by signing up for our email forwarding service, because we want to hear from you and have a chance to celebrate your success. As you cross the stage today, it will be my pleasure to present you with an Alumni Pin. Wear it as a symbol of your incredible achievement and connection to SFU. Be proud of your accomplishments, be proud of your SFU credentials, and thank you all for investing your time, energy, and talents in this great university. Congratulations and welcome to the SFU Alumni Association.
Thank you, Robert. Before the graduands are presented individually to the Chancellor, Violetta Dima, a member of the graduating class, will address Convocation. Violetta is graduating with an Honors Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. She received the Fraser International College Graduate Scholarship and the Undergraduate Open Scholarship and was listed on the Dean's and President's honor rolls. During her time at SFU, she worked as a teaching assistant and volunteered for the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences Peer Mentorship Program and the Elizabeth Fry Society. Violetta is currently pursuing a master's degree in political science and plans to attend law school with aspirations to improve the accessibility of the Canadian justice system. It's now my pleasure to call upon Violetta Dima for the graduand address. Violetta?
Thank you. Honorable Chancellor, President Petter, family, friends, faculty, staff, and distinguished guests, thank you for joining us in the celebration of this great milestone. While I'm honored and humbled to be standing before you today, this moment is as much my own as it is that of every one of the 2019 Faculty of Arts and Social Science graduates that I am here to represent. Together, we have learned, we have engaged, and we have grown into the strong, determined individuals that will soon make their way across this stage. This walk, although spatially brief, represents the culmination of the long journey that together we have seen through. Today, we will walk across this stage into the ranks of the over 160,000 strong alumni community of leaders, innovators, and game changers that have come before us and truly are SFU. As I look out to all of you, I see knowledgeably inspired, driven individuals who are ready to engage the world and make their own mark within this community. Every one of us is leaving here today with the knowledge, confidence, and skill needed to make such a mark on the world. Yet not one of us has made it here on our own. From the parents, grandparents, family members, and friends that believed in us, even when we didn't always believe in ourselves, to the educators, faculty members, and staff that inspired us and guided our way. We stand before you as the accomplished people we are today because of the journey we've taken with all of you. So, as we come together to celebrate our accomplishments, let us not forget those who supported, inspired, and guided us along the way. Please join me in giving these special people a warm round of applause. As we look to the future and reflect upon the past, I ask that you think of that which most inspires you, that which fueled your desires and motivated you to study longer, work harder, and be your best. I am sure that, like each of you, these sources of boundless inspiration are unique. For me, my source of motivation has and always will be fundamentally rooted in family. My family, like so many of yours, came to this great country in the pursuit of the Canadian dream. My grandparents, who are and forever will be my source of courage, light, and inspiration, bravely left behind all they had ever known so to position their daughters in a nation that is commonly committed to political freedom, inclusivity, and human rights. This vision colored the narrative of the many lessons shared by my grandparents over the years. They taught me to ask questions, to think of others, and be relentless in my beliefs. They taught me to be humbly determined and to never compromise what is right for what is convenient. Every day, every exam, every moment I've enjoyed within this incredible institution has been motivated by my deep desire to contribute to the vision of Canada that my grandparents see. It is their words that have forever cemented this vision in my mind and in my heart. So, as we prepare to move forward into the next phase of our journey, I wish to leave you with 2 pieces of grandparent wisdom that can forever guide your way. First, take each day as an opportunity to be your best. Challenge yourself, take risks, and always remember that it's never wrong to do the right thing. Too often, we're quick to set limits on what we think we can do. Challenge those limits. Discover yourself, discover your capacity, and discover excellence in all you do. Second, never stop learning. Today may mark the end of your academic journey, but it does not, by any means, mean that your education is coming to a close. Take each moment, each interaction, each experience as an opportunity to learn and grow. Continue to pursue knowledge and look for wisdom in even the most unlikely of places, as it is the combination of knowledge and wisdom that will enable you to make an impact. It is the desire to make such an impact that drives us. So take these precious words of wisdom and allow them to guide you towards becoming the innovators, agitators, and impact makers that can make not only Canada, but the world a better place. Distinguished guests, family, friends, faculty, staff, and of course, my fellow graduates, today we are SFU, and together we will truly engage the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Violetta. The members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor to be admitted en masse to their degrees. Will the graduands please rise? Pretty good-looking group, don't you think? Madam Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of this university, and I request that you confer upon them the degrees for which they are now recommended.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees. The graduands may now be seated.
The members of the graduating class will now be presented individually to the Chancellor, but first, a few requests. Would you please refrain from applauding the individual members of the graduating class until each group of degrees has been conferred? This does not apply to the conferral of doctoral degrees. And obviously, we can't forbid spontaneous outbursts of enthusiasm, nor would we want to. As a courtesy to others, please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony. And I'd ask the graduates to please return to your seats following receipt of your degrees, except for doctoral graduates who are invited to join your colleagues on the platform. The degrees in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences will now be conferred. Madam Chancellor, Dr. Jeff Dirksen, Dean and Associate Provost, Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, will announce the names of the students earning graduate degrees.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduates of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. The graduates will be hooded by their accompanying faculty supervisor or Dr. Sean Swagerman, Associate Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Dr. Sarah Anderson will be hooded by her supervisor, Dr. Robert McMahon. Dr. Alexander Jovanovic will be hooded by his senior supervisor, Dr. Dimitrios Karalas. Dr. Maureen Kahika will be hooded by Dr. Sean Swagerman. Dr. Killian Kleffner will be hooded by her senior supervisor, Dr. Mario Liotti. Close? Oh, sorry, got the wrong name. Dr. Rachel Pulmer will be hooded by her senior supervisor, Dr. Shannon Zaitzoff. Dr. Gregory Simons will be hooded by their senior supervisor, Dr. Joan Brockman. Dr. Dylan Wewad will be hooded by their senior supervisor, Dr. Laura Aknen. Thank you, graduates. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduates of master's degrees in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Elmira Barami Maj. Trevor Block, Alexander Klein, Connor Cullen, Matthew DeSimone, Sarah During, Sarah El-Masri, Elif Erdemli, Jessica Ferreira, Tyler Gregson, Madison Harvey, Harim Hassan, Jazreen Janjua, Dana Kyle, Neil McAllister, Maximanon Amanda Zanaba Makoso, Justine Malou, Jorge Martinez, LaDonna Miller, Shannon Murray, Kyle Nelsted, Chiaka Onu, Anna Parvin, Nicholas Pauls, Monica Patek, Kayla Phillips, Nicholas Puyos, Natasha Camacho, Ruben Schneider, Byron Sapala, Regina Seward Wilson, Hong Truong, Kei Ying Chang, Kelsey Vickers, Jennifer Yang, David Hunt, Claire Adamson, Kathleen Elliott, Steve Tornes, thank you, graduates. Madam Chancellor, I would like to acknowledge Ms. Clara Clemente, a Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences graduate student who passed away and who's being awarded a graduate diploma posthumously. Kara's family is in attendance today. Thank you.
Madam Chancellor, the Associate Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Dr. Sean Zwegerman, will announce the names of the students earning undergraduate degrees in his faculty.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduands of the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Aya Abdel Dayem. Thank you. Laura An. Bintu Al-Kasum. Lara Alvarez. Thank you. Rebecca Amiri. Jennifer An. Jin Wen An. Jessica Anderson. Josiane Anthony H. Andrew Araneta. Keith Au. Fereshte Ayubzadeh Reyes. Manpreet Badyal. Jesse Baring. Marjan Beksadeh. Sonia Bertelli. Tanvir Bandal. Hi. Anita Bouillon. Madison Blomley. Thea Allison Bognot. Erica Borg. Alyssa Bossio. Chris Bradley. Hunter Brazzani. Haley Brown. Joshua Bryan. Alafia Buckley. Bashir Baksh. Devin Burke. Shannon Baitalar. Sarah Cater. Emily Kankovich. Christina Contafio. Vincenzo Caporile. Alexandria Cartagena. Kaylee Cartwright Palmer. Jaspreet Chahil. Alexis Chan. Win Chan. Shu Mai Chan. Hardeep Chatha. Ji Chen. Si Chan Chun. Ken Chun. Kui Xuan Chun. Si Ten Chion. Chi Yin Chen. Sabrina Chin. Jun Chu. Wen Kian Chu. Clara Claudel. Hard to top that. Cheyenne Connell. Megumi Cook. Robson Kramer. Vojislav Kubaleski. Jake Cullen. Kaylin Dahmer. David. Danielle DeGitt. Kaylee Dean. Paula Den. Paul Dami. Manesha Danda. Ashley Durari. Angela Didak. Violetta Dima. Christopher Donald. Tammy Dunn. Tony Dunn. Heather Duncan. Donna Dunn. Medina Ibrahimi. Samantha Emerson. Anksaikon Enabish. Lou Fun. Catherine Fun. Allison Fun. Ashley Ferris. Lenart Fay. Philip Filipovich. Susanna Furley. Oh.
Oh, goodness.
Emily Fitzgerald. Emily Flavin. Eileen Fu. Nicholas Yannick Fun Kin Yoon. Ahmad Furkan. Julia Gabriel. Jiyin Gan. Alexia Hanna. Alberto Garcia. Marian Gayed. Rachel Gibson. Tyra Gilbert. Cynthia Gounder. Ryan Greshner. Jasundeep Gruel. Khan Gu. Han Bin Guan. Ryan Guevara. Jesco Guian. Meena Guo. Kushdev Singh Gill. Sabrina Handlin. Yan He. Stephen He. Corey Henderson. Samantha Hill. Ezra Kenji Ho. Michael Ho. Alana Hofer. Jiang Yan Han. Sun Tat Martin Hao. Jin Hui Hu. Dylan Huan. Shuo Huan. Ting Huo Huan. Patrick John Hufalar. Brianna Hui. Sai Ito. Tulwani Iyanda. Justine Jawanda. Inoka Jayawira. Jessica Joa Chun. Chin Yi Ju. Chris Yun. Sayuna Katsuyama. James Kelly. Sahar Farouk Khan. Harjot Kotkar. Parsa Kiani. Ji Hyun Kim. Terry Kim. Ashley Yoon Ji Kim. Javin Kinger. Jasmine King. Anushka Kirby. Jia Wei Khan. Jenny Koo. Jagvir Kular. Yan Lacoste. Jeffrey Lamb. Nathan Lamb. Darren Lau. Laresha Loran. Jae Young Lee. Jae Seong Lee. Christine Lee. Marisa Lateri. Yat Kit Leon, Helly Lee, Laurel Lee, Shan Zhen Lee, Ji Jian Lee, Ji Jin Lee, Zan Hui Lee, Anto Liang, Shi Jia Aaron Lin, Si Yuan Carmen Lin, Yu Yi Lin, Yi Wern Lin, Ming Liu, Shu Liu, Siyu Liu, Yen Tin Liu, Yi Han Liu, Taro Liu, Lindsay Liu, Brian Chi Kit Lo, Jenny Lo, David Lowe, Michelle Luck, Allison Lund, Chun Yan Joan Ma, Felix Ma, Jeffrey Ma, Matthew Mayshalk, Kelvin Mai, Chin Chin Janice Mack, Puneet Malhi, Lee Yin Man, Emily Mann, Adam Mans, Christina Marchenko, Sarah Marshall, Maria Fernanda Monica Martinez Gutierrez, Elia Matur, Takunda David Matunja, Aaron McCrae, Melissa Madala, Si Kui Mai, Zheng Mai, George Mendez, Lucas Mercer, Christopher Metcalf, Sarah Myers, Bahij Mir Majabula, Karen Misselberger, Yumiko Miyake, Jeffrey Kit Phi Mo, Chaitanya Manga, Angelique Mohorakeya, Megan Mullally, Jackson Mulligan, Margaret Mwangi, Gursimran Nagra, Munisha Naikar, Vanessa Nakle, Makan Namazi, Gabriel Ng, Kevin Nan, Elizabeth Nguyen, Tran Nguyen, Kiki Nie, Harmon Nijar, Juliana Nogas, Sierra Nowakowski, Julia Olson, Lexus Organ, Eugene Orina, Ming Yuan Ao, Lina Paez Garcia. Mariel Pasana. Barka Patel. Sumaya Patel. Kiana Patterson. Michael Peters. Hi. Sarah Penn. Gabrielle Pearson. Vanessa Pizzolon. Heather Poussard. Olga Pradina. Kenna Prepchuk. Jenna Ron. Alyssa Ramos. Megan Ross. Felix Ruiz de la Orden. Stephanie Saito. Luis Sanchez Deras. Alana Sandhu. Rajpreet Sandhu. Kristen Sanvito. Suri Sarakas. Stephen Scaccia. Seth Scott. Tyler Sene. Davis Shen. Tong Tong Shi. Ellie Seigel. Abby Simpson. Kiana Siu. Cindy Slynn. Timothy Smith Salzel. Gary So. Zi Chen Sun. Natalie Stasiak. Anna Strzelkowski. Jenny Yoon Jun Sun. Megan Takar. Sharina Talebian. Tanya Taneva. Lydia Tun. Arti Thackeray. Heowen Tian. Jin Han Tie. Caitlin Trott. Maya Trotter. Darren San. Mia Turkington. Simon Udell. Amanda Underwood. Gurpreet Uppal. Samantha Van Emmerich. Diggory Waddle. Ryan Wagner. Kai Han 1. Danny 1. Yun Chi 1. Kai Huan 1. Qin 1. Xiaolin 1. Yan 1. Yin Tin 1. Yi Tin 1. Jocelyn Ward. Wei Wei. Sarah Wells. Xian 1. Hisham Wiwala. Holly Wilby. Brenna Wing. Danielle Wan. Justin Wan. Kendall Wan. Chen Min Wu. Fan Wu. Man Chun Wu. Ki Lan Wu. Ruo Yan Jia. Jia Yin Xiao. Han Xin Zhu. Grace Xiu. Brian Yan. Zhao Yu Yan. Dongli Yan. Yin Yin Yang. Yi Yao. Michelle Yao. Li Han Yi. Jamie Young. Han Yin. Akaya Yokoyama. Ji Lian Yu. David Yu. Emily Yu. Henry Yu. Ho Chin Yu. Han Yin Yu. Kajia Yu. Joseph Yun. Kelsey Yuan. William Yun. Abdul Qadir Yusuf. Juliana Zanata. Iker Zarebski. Thank you. Leonard Zine. Kai Zhan. Tian Ki Zhan. Diana Zhan. Xin Yan. Ya Yi Zhan. Yudan Yan. Cecilia Yujuan Yan. Ji Chen Yan. Chen Yan Zhao. Iris Zhao. Yi Xiao Zhao. Yu Yan Zhao. Ji Yan Zhao. Jia Qi Zhan. Zhao Qin Zhen. Wai Han Zhu. Zhen Han Zhu. Yin Zhu. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduand of the degree of Bachelor of General Studies in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Selena Spencer. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the student who has completed the requirements for a certificate in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Juliana Mitchell. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the students who have completed the requirements for diplomas in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Lee Yuan Luo. Kingsley Owusu. Georgia Snyder.
Will the graduating class please rise? You're anticipating. I congratulate each of you on the completion of your degree. This is an impressive achievement, and I ask your friends, family, and members of the platform to join me in applauding the amazing graduating class of Fall 2019. Now let's remember all those who helped you to get here. I invite the members of the graduating class to reciprocate by applauding your family, friends, faculty, staff, indeed all those who helped you to achieve your success today. Please be seated.
My friends, this completes the formal awarding of our degrees. Some of the graduands recommended by the Senate for degrees today have been unable to be present, and their names have therefore not been read out, but I now admit them to the appropriate degrees as shown in the programs. I have a few thank yous to express. First, to each and every one of you for joining us on this sunny and celebratory afternoon. And to the many volunteers, staff and faculty members coordinated by the Ceremonies and Events Office and Student Services who have worked together to run a smooth Convocation Day. And to the members of our 6-time world champion, Simon Fraser University Pipe Band, for their contribution to Convocation. They will be performing again after the ceremony in Freedom Square behind the platform. Can you join me in thanking all of them? So this brings to a close the formal part of this afternoon's celebrations, but you are now invited to attend a reception in the James Douglas Room, again behind the platform. I please ask you to rise and remain at your places until the platform party has recessed. Thank you all.